How much longer?
Technical difficulties. Give us a moment.
Like,
Honestly.
So guys, we're talking right now while we're waiting to start about the dumb shit you do as a groomsman.
yeah.
Or like groomsmen parties and stuff like that.
I've been a groomsman twice.
I've also been.
I was a groomsman for his sister's wedding and then my friend Jason's wedding, which caught me off guard because I didn't speak to him for a year before it.
And then
And he's like, "Hey man, when are you gonna get fitted for your suit?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" It's like for my
Ooh.
wedding. Like, oh, I didn't know that was still a thing.
oh, that was real.
I'm
So what kind of dumb shit do they make you do?
So, like,
it's
It depends on what, like, if there's a theme going on.
Well, it also depends on how corny the photographers are.
Yeah.
So like the photographers that we had were like all about that tacky shit that you would find on Facebook, but my sister is the polar opposite of that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
my sister, for the most part, like when it was like both parties, my sister was like, no, I don't want anything stupid. I don't want anybody jumping. I don't want anybody like doing anything weird. But when it was the groomsmen, that's when they were like trying to have fun. And they
Yeah.
were like, oh, pick up your little cousin. And like my cousin's laying across all of us. And we're
His
just
cousin
sitting
was
there,
like 18 at the time.
Yeah, it was like real weird.
Yeah,
so
that's weird.
Weddings, it all depends on the staff that gets hired.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. Like if it's just some dude with a cell phone, then don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything's in the
Hey
clear.
guys, get together. Yeah,
All
we're
right,
gonna,
put your hand on this
all
guy.
right, and we'll put it on the flash, and here we go. Have a good wedding.
Andrew. Hey Andrew, why don't you put your arm over Mark's shoulders and then Mark, you go.
Oh, Mark.
Hey, Mark, hey.
No, so
All right,
It's gonna be
so,
me and Jesse, just like.
So I've been in two. I've been part of. I was the best man to my sister's wedding, and then I was a groomsman to my cousin Renee's wedding, and now I'm gonna be into another one, and I really, really just want to like not spend $1,000. Like
Yeah.
it's the suit's $230.
That's basically where next year, where my like Christmas money and
Yeah.
It's just
that's going
Like-
towards that.
yeah.
Like what is it? I somehow got to be groomsman before I like made money.
Yeah.
So like my gift was like $10 and like me showing up. It's like you want me to be.
We
in
went to the
fucking
bachelor
suit?
party.
Well, you didn't
Oh,
talk to me for a
We
year.
went to Jason's.
Oh yeah, we went to Jason's for like 15 minutes.
I got invited to it.
Yeah, because I was like, look, man. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go play paintball and then we're gonna go to Atlantic City overnight. I'm like, I can't afford that. I have $150 to my name right now.
I'll go paintball.
I'll paintball all day.
But then Atlantic City, we're just gonna go home. So,
Get the
so
fuck outta here.
Jason also invited me, and I was like, "That's dope." I was like, "Let's go play some paintball." But like the wedding that's coming up that I'm going to is like we're renting out a big house in Boston, so it's like $230 for that.
God.
We're going to
Is this
a Red
Matt's?
Sox game. Yeah, we're going to a Red Sox game.
He's trying so hard.
It's not even Matt who's planning it. We were supposed to go to a beach in beach place over in South Carolina. What's the name of that place? Myrtle Beach. We were supposed to go
You
to.
think that's cheaper than
no,
Massachusetts?
but I would much rather hang out by a beach and just kind of relax.
I forgot to turn the music off.
Oh.
So there was just like Sam Spence playing
That's okay.
with us talking,
That's
which would be
okay.
hilarious.
All right, and we're here.
yeah,
Here we
now
are.
we're here.
It's 1,000,000 degrees out.
Yeah, I'm battling heat exhaustion after a bout with dehydration today.
There might be times where Andrew pops off camera.
Yeah, you
And-
might just see me
And Mikey
faint.
pours water on top
You
of
might
it.
just see me faint off camera. Like my body just goes this way, and like that's it for me.
Yeah.
I hope not.
So we're here. It's gonna be a quick episode today. We just wanted to kind of go over the NFL draft, which
That we fucked up so
yeah,
hard.
everybody did.
Yeah.
because nobody had Baker Mayfield going one.
The Browns did the most Browns thing
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Well,
It made no sense.
more Browns than usual because everyone thought it was gonna be Josh Allen.
Yeah. Oh well, he kind of fucked himself over. Well, somebody
Did
fucked.
he?
Somebody
Yeah,
fucked him
he
over.
didn't.
Yeah.
Honestly,
actually,
it's-
you know what? It's his fault. Go back and delete your tweets, or delete your Twitter account.
Well, no.
Aren't you able
apparently,
to-
what happened was like he had somebody go back and delete a bunch of his tweets.
Right.
But like someone already had pictures of those tweets.
Oh Jesus.
So, I forgot which organization it was. I think it was the Bills. Before they drafted him, they like sat him down
And leaked them.
and no, they read each tweet to him and had him explain it. Which he said was like super uncomfortable, but he was a champ about it and he did it.
And that's why they drafted
Yeah.
him.
Weren't most of them rap lyrics too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing
But
is,
then
no,
the
'cause
great
they-
one is that he also tweeted about how fine AJ McCarron's wife was, who
She
is
was
now
white.
who he's
She's-
now on the team with.
That's so great.
I meant something totally different than what came out of my mouth.
What did you say? She was white.
She was white. I meant to say
Ooh.
she was fine. This is totally exactly what I meant to say.
It's gonna feel off.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry
Yeah,
guys.
Mike, you seem a little
My bad. I'm really tired
Josh
right now.
Allen-y right now.
Yeah.
Can't go back
Yeah. So
and erase that video.
so the Bills definitely like leaked those tweets.
Oh yeah, because they really wanted them to.
They really wanted Josh Allen, who we actually had
Sorry.
we picked him. He went to the Bills on a trade.
Yeah.
which they did. We got the number wrong, but we got the team and the
Who
the
picked
player.
that?
You did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So,
Yep.
boom, baby,
Yep.
big pick for me.
Yeah.
Was there? There was one other we got right. Right.
We got
It was the Bears.
oh no, we
Roquan
got
Smith.
Vander Esch.
Vander
from-
Esch.
Yeah, Vander Esch was
Vander-
another correct
Yeah,
pick.
and
of
also
mine.
you got I think Roquan Smith from the
Yeah.
yeah.
Looking back on my personal mock draft, I mean everything was kind of thrown off
Yeah.
because of the Baker Mayfield, but I was correct with Saquon Barkley to the Giants, Roquan Smith to the Bears, Colton Miller to the Raiders, and Leighton Vander Esch to the Cowboys.
I hit on
Good pickup.
Thank you.
I hit on like
Thanks for saying good pick,
Good
as
pick.
if like good, good accuracy.
Good
and then
pickups
you're
for
like,
us.
Pick up for us.
no, yeah, I
Cowboys
hit on
fan.
Quentin Nelson and Shaq Barkley and that's it.
You had him going to the Colts.
I had Quentin Nelson going to the Colts.
Oh, nice.
Because
nice.
my big thing was like the Colts need an offensive line.
Yeah, yeah,
That's-
and you're not wrong.
No,
Well,
I know Andrew.
the way the draft should have went was a lot different than
What-
the way it actually went.
Yeah, because shoulds and coulds are nice.
Well, that was the thing, was like everybody's mock drafts were so thrown off by Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the big part of the first round, is like what teams are going to get what quarterbacks.
Mhm.
I think you were also correct on believing that Josh Rosen would fall to the Cardinals.
I said Josh Rosen would fall to the Chargers.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Because-
the Cardinals.
No, I said that the Cardinals would take a quarterback, and I said Lamar Jackson.
Ooh, okay.
But I thought that Josh Rosen would fall considerably,
Gotcha.
and he did fall.
Gotcha.
The thing is, was there,
So
was,
I'm like, the pieces are
yeah,
there.
like you
I
were
was
like kind of right.
one off.
there was so much skill with the top, 4 quarterbacks or 5 quarterbacks in this draft that that first pick of Mayfield made 0 sense to me, because it's like you could have gotten another. If you didn't get Baker Mayfield, if he went to the Jets, because that's the only team that everybody kind of thought was going to get him.
Yeah.
You still
If-
could have got Baker Mayfield at 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, if the Jets didn't pick him at 3,
They
because
wouldn't have, because they would have taken Sam Darnold. That's their guy.
Yeah, that's who they wanted.
They wanted from the beginning.
but if the Browns got Barkley, do you think the Giants would have gone to like Chubbs or something
They
like that, or
would've-
do you
they
think they
would've
would have
they
gone
would've-
Darnold?
I think
What
Chubb.
leaked after is that if it wasn't going to be Barkley, it was Chubb.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah. So then they probably
The
could have
Giants
gotten
were-
Mayfield anyway. They could have gotten
Darnold
the best
was
running
the
back.
only quarterback
Yeah.
on their board.
The-
but
Yeah, the only person who said that the Giants would take a quarterback with the 2 pick are just people saying the Giants would take a quarterback.
yeah, exactly.
It's like that's the thing. It's like they didn't want to, they didn't need to. They even said they're like, yeah, we're not going to take a guy, we're going to take the right guy.
And honestly, I don't hate Mayfield to the Browns. I think
No, he
all,
gave the Jets a
I
nice-
think all of the Browns' picks were analytics based.
I-
Because I'll be honest, Chubb,
Hmm.
great. I think a little overhyped
Okay.
because of a lack of depth at that position in this draft.
Yeah, there's not another like defensive end that like
That is like need to have him.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was analytics based, and I think, let alone just the guy Mayfield is, fits very well with the Browns team. He's got a very chip on his shoulder mentality.
Right.
He's a guy no one would thought a year ago this day would be in the
now
first
he's got
round
something to prove.
of the draft. let alone
He's-
the first overall pick.
Yeah,
And he's a guy the Browns are gonna the fans can rally behind as their guy. You know,
He
Yeah.
could
I think he represents that kind of mentality they have
He
in
could
Cleveland of
make
like,
his
rowdy
weak-
and hungry.
he could make a weakness a strength. You're saying,
Mhm.
you know, he could really.
I think the two quarterbacks, the two rookies coming in with giant chips on their shoulders is Rosen and Mayfield.
Yeah,
For different reasons.
Rosen has like that.
Mayfield
Aaron
does
Rodgers
that, I told you so, and I'm going to prove to you
Right.
that I'm worth what you pick me at. And
And
Rosen saying, you should have picked me there.
Because he said
I'm
there's
going to
like
show you.
he's like there's 8 other teams that made a mistake.
Yeah. And then he said, he corrected it later on. He's like, I'm sorry, that was wrong of me. I shouldn't have said that. There were 4 teams that made mistakes, and it was like the 4 that took quarterbacks, or like whatever it was.
I'd like
Or
to-
3. There were like 3 teams.
He's
that
like
made
Conor
mistakes.
McGregor. He's like, I like to apologize. To
Absolutely fucking nobody.
Yeah.
Fuck the Mayweathers.
Fuck the Mayweathers.
Mikey, how you feeling about the Cowboys?
Very, very happy.
Yeah.
Um.
Go over your picks and why you're
All
happy
right.
about them.
So, well, essentially, we ended up having to rebuild when we didn't even really expect to rebuild.
Oh yeah, because Jason
Because
Witten retired.
we
like
lost
5 minutes after the
mid-draft.
draft.
We lost.
Always an opportune time.
They draft a linebacker, and he's like, "Well, I'm done."
So I'll just read this off. So essentially, we lost Dez, so we picked up Alan Hearns, which was about a week away from the draft,
But
right?
you had picked him up before.
No, as I said, a
Yeah.
week away from the draft.
No, before that, you picked him up before you cut Dez. He took a shitty contract to keep Dez
Oh, no. I'm saying that all happened
before the
before.
draft.
Yeah, but
Okay.
he's technically replacing him in the sense of that's who's on our roster now in that
Okay.
spot. We lost Bryce Butler, but with our third pick. The third pick we picked up Gallup, the wide receiver, who's going to be like a nice inside guy, kind of like how Butler was for us. We lost Switzer, and we ended up trading for.
You traded Switzer. You
But
didn't lose him.
we traded Switzer, and we got Tavon Austin for our 6th round pick, and Switzer.
But you also got a defensive tackle from Oakland.
Yes.
For,
yes.
Switz.
We picked up
Who automatically
Schultz.
drops that
Oh no, not
status.
Schultz.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he's not anybody that's like really
Who?
the defensive tackle.
He's a body in the middle. What
Yeah.
more can you ask for?
Yeah. So it's kind of weird. Let me scroll up and see what we got. So we got Van Der Esch, who I'm very happy about. He's somebody who you mix him with Jalen Smith and Sean Lee, and that's going to be an unstoppable middle field.
If they don't get
If they
concussions
don't,
by week 2.
if they don't get hurt, I mean, it's only like Sean Lee is the only one who's really injury prone. Jalen Smith, he only had that one injury in college that was like
blew
a
out
cheap
his
shot.
knee.
It was a fucking cheap shot.
Still in there.
No, I know.
You don't lose knee surgery.
No, I know. Then we picked up the guard Connor Williams, who you put him in front of Zeke, and that's just gonna help our line even more. We picked
What
up
round did you pick him in?
the 2nd round. He was the 50th pick.
Okay.
Then the 81st pick, we picked up Gallup. It was going to be a nice wide receiver for us. Kind of.
Everyone's cut by next year.
I hope not.
Jerry just takes it down.
And we picked up some other guys. A defensive end, Armstrong, who's I've heard good things about, and our new tight end after losing Witten is Dalton Schultz. But we still have I think we still have like another tight end that's going to play before him. But he's like a good blocking tight end. So
Well, we just need somebody to go up and to the left,
essentially,
and up
yeah,
and to the right,
Yeah.
and then you beat the Giants in the middle.
Yeah,
So.
you go for like
Sure.
100 yards and a
Yeah.
touchdown.
that's true. So I mean, it's a
Just put a
doozy.
linebacker on him.
It's a doozy because again, like I'm not a big college football guy, so I'm not really keen on who's good and who's bad out of college, and I also think it's a totally different playing field. So
It's the next level.
it's
You know what I mean?
yeah, essentially. So it's just like the picks seem good. Van Der Esch, I'm really happy with because our defensive coordinator used to coach at Chicago, and he said that this guy's a Brian Urlacher 2.0.
Mhm.
Like this is like the second version of him, and
Yeah.
getting to work with the guy who pretty much brought Urlacher into the stardom that he was. I'm very happy with Van Der Esch.
I read something really cool about Van Der Esch, that he came from a town with he was born in a town with like 600 people in it, or like something crazy like that. And
Like
murdered
right
them all.
outside, right
he
out,
grew up playing like 8-person football.
yeah.
because they didn't have enough guys for a team.
All right.
So like that's what they played, which
Yeah,
is crazy.
it was
to think
like
that
right
now he's
outside-
in the NFL.
It was
Just
like
move
right
out
outside
of town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
get
it was
out.
right outside of Dallas, so he was
So yeah,
Oh, so he's a hometown
he's a
boy.
hometown boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of
so-
like the Giants' #1 pick, Shaq Barkley,
Yeah.
who grew up in the Bronx.
That's true.
Who it came out today. He said that he's gonna fix his dad's Jets tattoo. His dad's Jets tattoo. He's like, I'm gonna fix that. So yeah, Brian, I'm gonna kind of give my overrun of the Giants picks, and if you want to step
That's
in,
fine.
then yeah, feel free. As I've said on the show, I was very keen on like Darnold if he was available. Rosen I thought could have been good, but I like Barkley. I think he's great. I wasn't super high on picking him at 2,
Right.
but I gotta say, coming out of the draft, I think for the plan that Gettleman and Shermer went in with, they killed it.
Right.
For what their plan was of what they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because they took Saquon at 1. He's a game changer, no matter how you look at it.
Right.
Opens up the run game, which Eli has not had
Nope.
since Brandon Jacobs. Right?
Earth,
Right,
Wind, and-
right. We've had
Earth, Wind-
Rashad Jennings running into a brick wall.
Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah. We've had 0 running game for years now. So this is something that'll open it up back up for Eli.
Oh, yeah.
And it becomes one of those things for every defense of what do? Stack 6-7 in the box to block Barkley and keep Odell open, or double coverage Odell and take a guy.
Is your offensive line strong enough to handle?
Yes, because I'm getting there. The second round in our pick, the second round in the draft, Will Hernandez.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my favorite pick of the
Yeah,
entire draft.
I felt that justified the Barkley pick.
Exactly. It was like the Wombo combo right
yeah.
there of like the two of them.
No, yeah, 100%. Like,
Will Hernandez was the third highest rated offensive lineman in this draft, behind Quentin Nelson and McGlinchey. Will Hernandez was third. This is the way he describes him. They just go, he doesn't like people. Like he just puts people on their ass.
very nice.
And
It's the same thing with me, but I just don't put people on their
one
ass.
thing Gettleman said that
they
showed
do
a
other
lot.
things to their ass.
One thing Gettleman said about him that I loved was that they said that his team went winless last year.
Who,
No wins.
Hernandez?
Yeah, Hernandez.
Well, that's a
Really?
And
great
they
sign.
said that in the last like 3-4 games of the season, he played his ass off, and that's pride.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That's you're playing for pride at that point, and
Wait,
that's
are
something
you-
the Giants were like. That's something we respect.
Because
you-
that's something we didn't have.
Yeah,
Are you playing for pride at that point, or are you playing for I really want to get drafted high?
well,
Like,
both.
Well, it depends. It depends on the guy.
Well, look at the Giants this year. How like you look at the secondary and how many guys gave up when it was meaningless football.
Exactly. Janoris Jenkins fucking.
Meanwhile, guys like Landon Collins are still out there murdering people.
Yep. No,
Because
yeah.
that's pride at that point.
You could always tell a guy who's looking to get drafted, and you could always tell a guy who's looking to just hurt somebody.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, there's like that thing where a guy will peel off, like especially in the secondary, a guy will peel off a route
Yeah.
because it's like, well, I don't want to get hurt.
Mhm.
But you could see like a guy who just who's in the trenches every day, just putting his fucking fingers in faces,
yeah.
and like that's a guy we need because we had people just
Yeah.
Eric Flowers who he has a chance
Great
to show
player.
himself.
Great player.
By the way, I don't think he makes the team.
I don't think so either.
Because they're saying it's already come out that they will not when his 5th-year extension comes up, they're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if he is on the team this year, he's riding the bench, because they've been very vocal about how he has not been at the voluntary camps.
Yeah.
He's like the only player to not be there. And Gettleman, when asked about it, said, "Well, he's not here, and that should tell you all you need to know. If you want to know more, go ask him."
Mm-hmm.
Because Gettleman doesn't take that shit.
Nope.
So right now, our offensive line is looking entirely new from last year.
Yeah, with like 3
you got
months.
Nate Solder at left tackle. I think Hernandez lines up at left guard. So that's Eli's blind spot covered right
Yep.
there. Brett Jones, who looked very solid as our center when
Mm-hmm.
Richburg went down, is going to be our center. Omame is right guard, who we picked up from the Jaguars, who's a solid guy all around.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? He's a lot better of a run blocker, which
Okay. We
is
need.
going to be great for us.
Yeah.
And then the one question is right tackle. Because should Eric Flowers be on the team, I guess he competes for that job.
Yeah.
I don't remember who our other right tackle is.
It could literally be just a bag of
But
shit.
the right tackle
and-
is the most flexed out
Yeah.
spot on the line because that's directly in Eli's sight.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it's and also we have like Jonathan Stewart. We have
Who is the number 1 ranked
yeah,
pass
blocking
running back?
and then we have Ellison as as a blocking tight end. And we have Evan Ingram. So I think the Giants could be competitive. At work, we've been talking about it between like me, my buddy Donato, and the night security guard Pete. Pete says the Giants are going to go 13-3 this year,
I don't believe that.
and I laughed in his face. I'm going, that's very generous of you.
I put us between 8 and 10 wins.
I said 9-7.
Oh yeah.
I said
That's
9
where I'm aiming 9 and 7.
I said 9 and
But
7 in
now,
the wild card.
that was like pre-draft.
Right.
I think Barkley helps us win maybe a game or two that we wouldn't have won beforehand. So I'm
Yeah,
thinking anywhere between. I'll go as low as 8, and I'll go as high as 10.
Okay.
I think we fall in
I
that
can-
in the 8 to 10
I
range.
could say somewhere between 7 and 8, and that's not me just being anti against you guys.
I
just
know,
think,
but I
just
also
think
think-
that you guys have a. It takes a lot for an offensive line to click
Oh,
like
of
that.
course.
It takes
Mhm.
a lot of time for, to kind of get like everything
Yeah.
on track and
And
stuff
don't forget,
like that.
I think the whole NFC East has a brutal schedule this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're playing like all playoff contenders from last
Yeah.
year. But that's the weird thing about football is that like a team can win the Super Bowl one year and then suck shit the next.
Yep.
I'm not saying the Eagles are going to. I'm just saying football's a sport of momentum.
They're going to be like their fans and just eat a whole
Like
bunch of
when
horseshit.
you win and you get on a roll, you kind of keep winning.
Right, yeah.
Did they
It's
have
such
an
a
easy,
momentum.
Yeah.
Did they have an easy schedule last year?
No.
The
No,
Eagles?
I don't think the strength of schedule was.
No, it's just that they had the right
Yeah.
program.
At the right
Um,
time, yeah.
Yeah.
So moving on, the Giants' third, Lorenzo Carter. Nothing to really add there except that we need linebackers.
Yeah.
That's been the most barren wasteland of the Giants' defense
Yeah.
for years now because Reese never drafted them. And besides Ogletree, who's now obviously going to be one of the defensive captains, I think Lorenzo Carter is a great guy to have in there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, playing in Betcher's 3-4, it allows you still that you need depth at those positions
Yeah.
because you keep rotating guys in and out, especially linebackers.
Yep.
So I love that pick. The Giants took B.J. Hill at 69. They took a B.J. Nice. It was a great pick. Once again, another defensive tackle.
Okay.
And I think this is kind of in response to everybody being like, we need Chubbs, we need Chubbs. B.J. Hill was actually, I believe it was him in the Senior Bowl, was the one person giving Quentin Nelson fits,
Okay.
which is like,
I'll take
all
it.
right.
I'll
and
take
we got
it.
him in the third round. I'm
Yeah.
with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm with that. And
Alright.
again, it all is speculation. We don't know how any of these guys perform at a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
But based on what I've seen, I like it. The next one, I really am interested in your opinion on. Fourth round, we took a quarterback, Kyle Loletta. Have you watched anything on him?
I heard he was like one of the most accurate passers, and he was like an MVP of the senior.
Yeah,
Bowl.
at first I saw this and I go, who the hell is this guy? And I'm thinking, all right, it's depth.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck
No,
is
yeah,
In the
that's-
fourth round, we took a quarterback. Richmond. Like, when do you see quarterbacks come out of Richmond? Then, you start reading the things that come out. And immediately when I heard that pick, I went to YouTube, put his name in.
Mhm.
And I liked what I saw. He very rarely runs, but when he did run, he looked good. But he's a pocket passer. His step into the throw and his presence in the pocket was very NFL caliber to me. He kind of looked like, almost like Tony Romo, honestly, I will say.
You know what the thing is? You'll be pleasantly like. There has been guys who've been drafted later to make a great career.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Russell
Tom
Wilson,
Brady.
Tom Brady.
Now, the other things I
fucking
read,
Josh McCown.
an NFL GM
Great.
texted Gettleman
Mm-hmm.
and said that he loved that pick and he wanted to take Loletta in the second round, but couldn't because of his team needs.
Mm.
Uh, also,
Future trade.
Yeah, because nobody. It's not like how the Jets got like fucking suckered into taking Christian Hackenberg in the second round.
yeah.
And the Texans GM just like he
And then,
tweeted him. He's like, haha, LOL, dipshit.
Also, they said that his accuracy is huge. They said the only reason he wasn't considered in those top quarterback prospects was because of the school he played for.
Right.
Also, they said that he played with a lot of receivers who had trouble getting separation, and
So it's
he
not
was
anything
able
he
to
could do.
have the amazing accuracy that he did and
Right.
the stats that he did, and he looked great.
Alright.
Also, jokingly, someone said, "Oh, he's great with receivers that can't get separation. When are we signing Dez?"
Well, that's not true.
But no, I really like the pick. I think also it incentivizes both him and Webb to bring their best
Oh yeah, 100%.
because it's perfect.
yeah,
You take both of these guys now, you have them sit in Eli's wings for 2 years, for the last 2 years of his contract, maybe 1 year. I consider this a do or die year for Eli.
it has to be.
It has
with,
to
with
be.
these pieces, you can't be subpar.
Yeah.
You can't be
like,
Peyton Manning
there's
out there.
been- because
There's
here's
no
the thing.
streak anymore. They could just bench
Here's
him
the
whenever.
thing.
Exactly.
Here's
That's,
the thing.
that's another thing.
There's no, like, yeah, we have a hole in our offensive line still. Maybe a few pieces aren't there. Maybe a key injury happens. But realistically, in the NFL, you're never going to have a team full of every single position as a Pro Bowler.
No, yeah.
You have enough pieces in place, more so than most, between Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham, just those two alone, that you should be able to get it done.
Yeah.
And if you can't, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be playing in the NFL
No, yeah.
anymore.
This
And
is
that's
like,
from someone who loves Eli.
yeah, this is
This is your year to prove it.
and like Mikey said, there's no streak, so there's no more aura about him. So you can't be like, well, now I'm just
Yeah.
gonna take you out.
Yeah,
'Cause now
and
we
that's
gotta-
one thing that, like, even though I don't think the streak should have ended, at least McAdoo is the one who took the fall on that sword.
Yeah.
Because now that aura is gone.
Yep. No, yeah, it's gonna be it's
By the
gonna be
way.
interesting because if the Giants at like
Yes, and-
fucking by their bye week or whatever their bye week's I think like week 6 or some shit like that, if they're like 3-3, Eli's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're like
They need to-
still in it, if they're like 5-1, all right, we're keeping Eli. But if they're anything close to 500 or below, it's out.
Yeah, exactly.
I
even
I don't
think
think they're gonna.
I
go
even think
5-1.
should we be 500
I
or
don't-
below and it becomes meaningless football?
Right.
I think you take Eli out and put one of these guys
You do.
in.
You take him out and you put Webb in because this is
You would
is
take
also
Webb. You would put Webb in before you put.
It
the new
depends,
guy in.
because the mystery of Webb is that nobody knows how they feel about him,
Mhm.
because obviously they just drafted this guy, so it's not like you're a shoo-in for this
Right.
starting job. Also, you're a pick from the old regime that's not there anymore, of the GM and the coach.
Pardon me.
So it really depends, like, what the deal is
Well-
there, who they
Well,
see
he
more
still works,
promising,
doesn't
who
he
they
s-
feel is more ready.
Doesn't he still work with the offensive coordinator though, or was McAdoo your offensive coordinator?
No, we got rid of the.
We got
offensive
we
coordinator,
got rid of
too.
the
yeah,
whole
it's like
the whole
we cleaned
squad.
house.
Okay.
Yeah, even
Um,
Spagnola took the boot.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, and our last pick, R.J. McIntosh from Miami. Just
Okay.
another depth position at defensive
Alright.
tackle.
No,
Because
yeah,
you're
I
going
mean-
to keep rotating guys in a 3-4.
I feel decent about this draft class. That it's like it's a little bit more interesting than the last couple of years.
Because it wasn't a Jerry Reese draft.
Exactly.
And I think Gettleman is almost building, for us, what he had built in Carolina,
Mhm.
where it's a very strong front seven with a few holes in the secondary, but your strong seven, your
Right.
front seven is strong enough
To
that very
yeah.
rarely do you have
Yeah.
to worry about that.
No, yeah.
Also, it's like, while we're maybe weak in the secondary, we also have Janoris Jenkins and Landon Collins back
Yeah.
there. So it's like, and also this could be a career year for Eli Apple. I think he's
He
really
bounces
gonna.
back.
I think he's gonna have a turnaround year.
I hope so.
I
I mean,
would put that down as a hot take.
That's your
Hot take.
that's your cornerback, or is that your
That's
straight
our
safety?
cornerback.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like a nickel safe,
Yeah.
nickel corner.
I don't know who our other safety is opposite Landon
Isn't
Collins.
it? Isn't it?
No one.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll find out in the training camp.
We'll
Yeah.
we'll find out. Yeah, my question for you now, preseason.
Me?
You've got Brian, but if you want to answer, you're free to, because it's Giants related.
Right.
In preseason now, you've got a lot of key pieces. Like you've got a new key piece, you've got a new offensive coordinator and a new head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you stand on how many snaps you want Eli to play versus how much you want these young guys to work with the team?
Eli first game,
What's-
I want him to take 5 snaps.
That's it, just
I want
5.
5 snaps. He has nothing to prove in the first game.
Okay.
He's just there, and then Webb takes until the
Maybe they each get a half after that.
he takes until basically like the first possession of the third quarter,
Mm-hmm.
and then give it to the third string guy.
Okay.
Then second game, I want to see Eli play maybe a half of a quarter because
Okay.
he still doesn't have to do anything until game 3.
Yeah. Basically, what I want from preseason is obviously, like, you got to get the playbook down. It's a little
Mhm.
new. This is Eli's like third new offensive coordinator in like 4
yeah,
years.
I want Davis Webb taking the majority of the snaps in the
Yeah.
preseason.
But
Yeah.
I also think fuck, what was I gonna say? I kind of lost it. I'll get back to it.
No, yeah. I don't mean
It's
I don't
a
mind
statement.
this. What's the kid we just took the late what's his name?
I remember it. I also want Eli to get comfortable with this offensive line
Yeah.
and have a trust with them, where he doesn't have the happy feet he had knowing Eric Flowers was at his blind spot,
Right.
knowing he has a few more seconds to get rid of the ball.
Well, that's why in game 3 you let him play most of the game. You
Yeah.
let him go like this
Yeah.
is your starting
yeah,
thing. And
because I think game 4 you kind of let him
game 4 you just put in like the people you don't give a fuck about.
because you don't want
It's
anybody
like
hurt.
all right, he just
Because
out.
we don't want Odell fucking up his ankle again.
Okay, exactly.
In fucking preseason.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because he shouldn't really even be out there.
No.
That
No,
was
putting
dumb.
Roger Lewis Jr. out there. I don't
Yeah.
fucking care. Just
I don't even know who the fuck our like depth receivers are.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Just put him out there. Just not Odell.
I'm
and
excited
Sterling.
to watch the kid we picked up from the Broncos, the young kid. I can't
okay.
remember his name. It escapes me.
Is the kicker
Demarius Thomas.
Oh, that'd
yeah,
be
him.
crazy.
Our wide receiver, Demarius Thomas.
Tim Tebow.
Oh, I wish.
Oh. That
Now-
could be
now-
that could be a DeQuam.
Now future.
So, are you a Met
now,
fan?
Now
Now you
future
love
Hall of
Tebow?
Famer. Now future Hall of Famer Met.
All right, so he's got to get to the major leagues
Yeah.
by the age of 34 and then play 10 years. So at age 44,
He's gonna be a Hall of
He
Famer.
can do it. He could do it. He's got the power of Christ on his side.
the power of Christ could barely bat over 225.
Hey man, he hit a
man.
home run the other day.
He hits home runs.
That's more than I can bat in the MLB.
Yeah, that's true. I don't see any of us hitting home runs.
Because we're not playing. If we play, look, if we had a workout regimen like Tim Tebow, and then it's like
I
kind of
wouldn't
like
be fat.
a free tryout to a major league team,
We'd probably get a hit.
we could probably get at least one home run.
Yeah.
I
And these
feel
are-
like I get a home run.
And these are fucking kids just like throwing in, like trying to test, like, oh, I'm learning a curveball the first day out.
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
here we
I
go.
mean, if you give me like an Aroldis Chapman 100-mile-per-hour fastball, obviously I'm not gonna hit it. But if you give me like
just stand right into it.
a 65 or a 75-mile-per-hour fastball, like what I used to
Are you
hit
playing
it.
against children?
No, but that was about when I played in high school before it got to like the varsity level. That was
Yeah, if you're
That's
a
what it was
grown
at.
man playing against fucking kids, throwing 60
I'm
miles an hour.
saying 70 to 75. I could probably hit a ball over a fence. It's got to be a home run
Don't
friendly
you want
part
to bet I
though.
could hit a football over the mat?
Look, if it's a 75-mile-an-hour pitch,
Give
it's
me-
gotta be in a softball
Give me a
field.
week. No, give me a week
This
of
is-
training.
The
This
wind
is like-
has to be 40 degrees
This
to the
is
north.
no. This is like his claim. Like, you give him a week, and he could play soccer like a full game
I could fucking do that
without sitting
in
down.
a heartbeat. I could do that. Just give me 1 week of actual soccer training. I could keep up with soccer players. Soccer takes no skill. I don't care what anybody says. You just run
Soccer needs
and
the
you
most
kick.
endurance out of any
That's the problem.
sport.
So
Yeah,
give
you
me
need
a
to-
week. Give me
You
a
need
week.
to
That's all
run
I
back
need.
and forth from a field.
You
and
think
then
you're a week away
kick
from
a
being in
ball.
shape.
You know
I'm
what?
a week
Actually,
away from being in soccer shape.
Mikey would be perfect because anytime somebody would brush by him, like,
Ah.
oh no, I'm hurt.
That's true.
Ah!
I'm very good at
Red
the.
card, me.
My glasses!
my oh, my glasses.
No, a lot of times I just say that to piss off soccer fans, but
My glasses?
no, me being able to me being able to keep up
So
with
late.
soccer players.
I think
Um,
if you tried, if you went a full week with running, like, let's say you had to run 5 miles every day.
Fuck that.
That's
Capital, my bad. Sorry, I had my chat down. He said, thoughts on Dallas Goddard?
who's that?
I don't know who that is.
Who's that, buddy?
He also said, go Birds.
Oh,
Bob
fuck
Bradshaw
you.
was good for a little while. Will's built like a tank. I my chat like closed. I'm so sorry.
Go Birds.
He's a Giants fan, and then he wrote that McAdoo T-shirt. He said, "Read this, blink if you can." I'm sorry, my I didn't realize it minimized on my phone.
Sorry
I was
about
in,
that,
like
bud.
sleep mode.
We apologize. Well,
right.
Andrew apologizes.
You know what? To make up for it, for the next 10 minutes, we'll talk about wedding party fiascos.
I got a
Let me
comment.
hear.
Yeah.
I got a comment.
This
about
show is it's a quick one this week, so
Yeah.
we're kind of just rolling. You know what I mean?
It's
like-
one of those things where it's like we're all kind of at the point where being really tired. So it's like
Here's
yeah,
what-
it's
we're
like
just
the
trying to,
first
like,
day
relax
above
here.
like 70
Yeah.
degrees in New York.
it's 88. It was 84 today in Central Park. It was 44 degrees 2 days ago.
yeah,
We jumped up
our bodies
40
are like,
degrees.
what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on? What are we
Yeah.
doing?
This is why I always get sick in these transitional
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
called
weeks.
It's called global warming.
yeah,
It's real.
It's true.
it's killing us.
Yeah.
It's killing us.
According to our president, it's not. So
Well,
We went
according-
really quickly from like Giants prospects to global warming.
I'll fucking go
Existential
all-
crisis.
I'll
day
go
on.
off on global warming.
The birds. Think of the birds. With the bees.
So
Birds and the bees.
about
They're
the-
fucking-
about what
that's
you,
what they are.
about what you were talking about with separation issues
Oh,
with
Dez?
no, well not with Dez because
He's having a real
he
problem
had
with his
he,
I was
girlfriend.
like,
he
you're
was
still heated about
he was
that?
one of the
This would
best
be-
at separating.
This would be the most fantastic thing if Mikey said, speaking of separation issues, I've been having real troubles at home with my girlfriend.
No thanks.
Yeah, not doing so hot.
Not
Snapchat
true.
keeps on crashing.
Allegedly, not true.
Oh, no. It's true. No, but like, what were you saying?
All right, so,
you trying to take a shit on the Mets?
No.
Oh,
what?
okay.
No, I was talking about separation issues for wide receivers.
What about him?
So the guy that we picked up, Gallup.
Gallup?
Gallup.
Because he gallops like a...
Gallup.
Yeah, he was like this. Oh no, it's Monty Python with the coconuts.
Okay.
That's how he goes down the field.
Seems like a violation of the 11 men on the field.
So essentially, a lot of what people were saying that were like fans of the team that he got drafted from
Uh-huh.
was he does have a little bit of separation issue, but he's got the hands to make up for it in the sense of like in traffic, his hands are really good. So I'm looking for him to be like our nice like
Dez replacement?
kind of no, not Dez. That's Hearns. That's gonna be our
No, like a
nice.
literal Dez replacement because he can't get separated, but if you throw it to him, he might catch it.
Why do people always say that about Dez?
Because
He had the most touchdowns,
Because
but
I want
still,
this reaction.
all these,
this makes no sense.
all the touchdowns, he was in fucking traffic. Like 8 guys are on his back.
No, all the touchdowns that he had was him being lined up 1-on-1 and then pushing off and catching the ball in the end zone.
And some guy going like this.
No, that.
And then him dropping the ball. Oh,
All right,
no.
all right.
All of the Super Bowl rings
Okay.
that I don't have.
Okay.
Oh, God. Speaking of, what do you think of David Akers just burning down Dallas at
Oh
the
my
trip?
god. I love Mikey's like, I'm heated, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to give you like a corporate answer.
I wasn't watching it, so I didn't really care.
Oh my god.
He burned it.
Hey Dallas! He's like,
How you
last
doing?"
time you guys won a Super Bowl, none of these players were alive! And they were just booing.
And I love the fact that he's like, he's saying all the accomplishments of the Eagles. Like, motherfucker, you had nothing to do with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He
Like,
did
you
it.
were on it during the worst run.
And then like,
Did he ever win a Super Bowl?
No,
with him?
no,
so
Eagles only won
Dude,
one
this
Super
was
Bowl.
their first
Yeah, and
Super
this was
Bowl,
their
yeah.
first one.
I also love who came up with the Giants? Justin Tuck.
Right.
And he was like, and now choosing from the best football organization in the world. He goes, your New York Football Giants.
Oh, I love it.
It was so good. It was so
Was
good.
it the Giants or was it the Eagles that picked up the guy named Dallas?
The
Oh,
Eagles.
Eagles.
That was right.
Yeah.
That was the pick Akers did. Right
Which was-
after he just burned down.
Which was so weird because
Because that was the tight end they were actually looking at.
we weren't.
No.
We had no plans.
No, you guys, like, that was the night, that was at the second round, I think he did.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was.
no.
So, yeah, Witten retired, and you guys were looking for a fucking
we
tight
weren't
end.
looking for a tight end.
You were.
It leaked that we had no interest in him at all.
It leaked that you were. Like, oh, we don't want him
Well, it-
A tight end named Dallas when
In
our tight end
Dallas?
just retired.
in a second
Yeah.
round.
We don't want that guy.
Making
No,
a draft pick
That's
in
Jerry
Dallas.
Jones's wet dream.
No, we had our eyes locked
Dallas
on the guy that we did
McTexington.
pick.
Dallas Dimmadome.
Where did he get picked?
Dallas Dimmadome tight end.
He got picked up
The North
like
Carolina.
right before, right?
What, yeah, what's that?
He got picked up right before, right?
Who?
Like Dallas.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Yeah.
Eagles took him 49th. You guys picked 50th.
We picked 50,
Yeah.
and we got the guy that we were looking for, the Connor Williams dude. We hit. Our eyes were set on that guard the whole second round. Like, I don't know
Whatever
why
helps you sleep
everybody
at night.
thinks it's
I don't know,
true.
man. If there was a quarterback named New York, I think the Giants would want him.
New York, Jersey.
You guys took a man named Taco.
Yeah.
Taco Charlton is the best.
You're gonna
Also,
tell
not
me
his
Jerry
first
Jones?
name. It's also not his real first name.
Yeah, it is.
What is
You
it?
can't convince me otherwise.
Jerry Jones is just playing like goofy
I want
draft.
Taco.
Taco. Wait, did we just draft a guy named Taco?
He was just hungry, and then like everyone took that as that's who we wanted to draft.
He meets him. He meets him at like
I
the
really
day.
want that taco.
Oh, okay. Take Taco. The next day, it's like, who's this guy? Oh, this is Taco. Whatever
This
the
is the
fuck.
guy you
his last
wanted. Nah.
name. Nah, I wanted a soft
no,
chicken
that's-
taco.
I want the veil.
That's that meme with the dad and the son in the car where it's like, hey, Dad, how come Rose was named Rose? And it's like, because your mother loved roses. Oh, okay, thanks, Dad. No problem, Taco. That's a great meme.
Oh,
Oh,
that's. I think it's also a fucking like 30 Rock joke too,
is it?
because
Yeah.
it's like we wanted to. Tracy Jordan made the joke of like we were gonna name her in the place that she was conceived is either Virginia or backseat of a Buick.
One name
That's
rolled
great.
over.
It's
That's great.
like, well, I'm glad you picked Virginia.
11-11, guys, make a wish.
Fuck you.
My wish is that this is the end of the episode.
Damn, I'm still alive.
Yeah, no Parker Power Rankings this week. It'll be back next
What
week
the
when I'm hydrated properly and not
And you
feeling
had a
like
rough
death.
day.
Yeah.
Did you have any dequalms that we could easily
My
Dick
decline is
Waterdict?
y'all keep talking about Des this way.
leave?
I-
Taco? Charleston?
I
Hello?
can't wait for Dez to
Taco
be on
Charleston
the
shoe.
Giants, so Giants fans have to root for him. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I
for
can't
this
wait
guy.
till we win a Super Bowl with Des. So you
I'll
just
be
like-
happy. The guy deserves a Super Bowl.
You're like, go Giants!
I've been Big Blue since '92.
Look, no. In all honesty,
Blue.
I said it from the very beginning. when the news broke, I said this is a bad decision. Why are we letting Dez go? I was like, it literally.
I don't want Dez. I really don't.
No.
I think it's Brandon
No.
Marshall 2.0 on our
Yeah.
team, and I really don't
Well,
want it.
he's a lot better than Brandon Marshall.
No, it's just that he doesn't strike
be
me as
real.
a Giant either. Like he doesn't as like a Giant kind of player.
Yeah.
That's nothing against him. He's a talented guy. It's just that like
I think he'll be on Washington.
I think he'll be out in California. One of the teams.
Yeah,
like,
I just think he's
none of the
willing.
weather's
I think
nice.
he's willing to take less money to stay in the East because he wants to face the Cowboys.
That'd be
and
such a dumb
stick it to
decision.
him.
Yeah.
That's such
Unless
a
he
dumb
gets,
decision.
Unless he goes to the Eagles.
He's not going to the Eagles. They have like 8 receivers.
Yeah,
It's true.
they have Alshon Jeffries, and
Yeah.
they don't need.
They just gave him like a
Bryant.
shit ton more
Yeah,
money.
they don't need.
No, they don't need. They don't need Dez.
I think they just extended Aguilar too. He's 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hockey. How's it going? Pretty good.
Yeah.
Caps here, baby. I'm sticking to it. Caps here.
OV's doing it.
Yeah, he had the game winner against the Penguins last
Okay.
night.
Did
they're up
you
2-1.
see that?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's
Finally delivering. in the
fucking deked out the fucking goalie, hit the post, the puck came out, and he slapped it midair into the net. He slapped his own rebound in.
playoffs. Wow.
Dude, look it up. It's on
Yeah.
Reddit. Look it up. Stop mocking me.
It's huge.
It's huge.
It's the best deal in the history of
It's
deals.
the greatest hockey
The
shot.
greatest goal I've ever seen.
All right.
This goal is unlike
The only
any
time
other
I saw
goal.
a better goal was me in the Wheeler Hockey League back in.
Oh, I fucking
When I
miss the Wheeler
played in
Hockey
the
League, man.
Canadian leagues, it was the finest goal I've ever scored.
I would have made it pro, but my ankles gave out.
So the Lightning.
It was like JFK and Donald
win,
Trump.
to win the game was huge.
Lightning beat the Bruins 4-1 today, and the Golden
Like my
Knights.
drum.
The Golden Knights are currently losing to the Sharks 2-0.
Oh,
but
no.
they're
The
winning
Golden
2-1.
Knights are losing?
They're losing.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's 2-0 Sharks.
New York is 90 degrees and the Golden Knights are losing a game.
You know,
What
it's-
the fuck
Looks
is
like
going
it's
on
a
today?
cold night in Vegas.
It's really weird because I really want the Golden Knights to go all the way.
Yeah, me too.
But the Sharks have come close so many times. I want them to
And
win.
the Sharks are sick.
And I have.
Also, they had
Sharks,
that
Sharks are going to be on the list of finest hockey jerseys when we get
best
there.
starter jacket.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have
See,
such
starter
nice jerseys.
jackets. Ooh,
That puff.
that's a wild card because
Right.
that's every sport.
Oh, the starter
true.
jacket.
Starter jackets.
There was no
yeah.
good baseball starter jackets. I'll give you.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? There was a lot of like those '90s esque like jackets where like like the Met ones that are like all orange with like the blue like arm part, like the cloth arm part. You know what I'm talking about?
Describe me more jackets.
I just like you doing this a lot with your arm.
It's like this.
know,
the arm
there's
part.
a
the
thing-
arm
All right,
part.
all right.
attached to the
when you
thing
were
and the-
working at City, when you used to work at City Field,
Mhm.
picture the guy that would go to picture the Tom LaFaso of the Mets, but older, that always wore the same jacket.
Oh, it's
Like,
Pinman.
Yeah, like essentially that. Like that's what I think
No, yeah,
that
they had-
baseball had a lot of. With
They
those
had the baseball
puffy
varsity
fucking-
jackets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's what they
Yeah,
were.
like
yeah.
satin jackets with like Mets
Yeah.
embroidered.
That's
Those
what
were
it was.
like those weren't good. Those were the shittiest fucking things.
Oh
I've
yeah,
ever seen.
100%.
I've never liked one of those jackets.
Yeah.
Bring it.
No one has ever looked like an uncooler, like middle-aged man in one of those jackets.
I
I always think of
appreciate
the Wonder Years when I see an old man with that.
like
Why?
the TV show.
No,
Oh.
the band.
I don't know why.
Them.
Wearing starter jackets for teams that only existed in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Wow, there's a lyric about it.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure is.
that's what. about
So
with bands.
retro.
By the way,
I'm
you
s-
missed. You listen to Keep Flying, right?
2 songs.
Oh, dude, they were phenomenal.
I
When we
saw-
them.
Oh,
on
at the
Saturday.
bowling alley?
Yeah.
Oh, when I was free. Nobody asked me if I wanted to go bowling and see a band
Well, to
play.
be fair, I was
Nobody
going to
asked
meet
me.
Huckles,
Nobody.
so I didn't invite you.
nobody.
But,
Nobody asked me.
They were.
It's just-
I like. No, I don't. I don't want to do. I don't want to hang out with people in places with
It was
things
so weird 'cause,
around.
They were playing.
You
like,
only bowl with professional
I don't
wrestlers.
bowl
They had
anymore.
like the lanes closed, so they're literally playing like where you would stand a bowling next to the ball returns.
That's
Yeah,
That's
really
very
dangerous.
dangerous and very not healthy for the bowling alley. So that's
And-
Are they
great.
going out of business soon?
Like people were like going to crowd surf, and it was like there was nowhere to really go because people are in between two ball returns. So they kind of just like hoisted them up farther up.
You know what they should have done to crowd surf? They should have slid down the lane, go into the thing, and then come out of the fucking bowl.
Dude,
return
I got so
and be
scared.
dead.
Their singer Henny, he's a little bit of a big boy, and they have like their high energy in the whole set. Like John Ryan's bouncing around like crazy, and fucking Henny like runs down, like he's like running down the lane,
That's not
just
safe
playing
at all.
guitar, just like high stepping, and I was so scared because he's like a big boy.
They probably
and then
didn't
he came
grease
back,
the
and I was like,
lanes.
"Phew."
Like they didn't put down
They-
the slick.
No, they don't. That's not a. They can't do that. It's probably was dry probably just after use, but I don't think that they would. They wouldn't de-oil the lanes. I don't think they ever do that because it's not good for the lanes.
Well, probably having a fucking concert is not good for the lanes.
That-
either.
that's 100% true.
was so
That's
weird.
my dequam today. Don't have bands play on the approach of a fucking bowling alley.
in a bowling alley.
In a
That's the best
bowling
way.
alley.
It was like set up like a festival where like one band would be playing on one side of the alley and the other band was setting up on the other side of the alley. So then they'd end. That band would go on.
Was there bowling in the middle?
Yeah,
That's not.
that came with your ticket.
Yeah,
and
that's not
everybody was
safe.
just
That's
bowling.
not safe at all.
That's not
I
safe
don't
at
like
all.
that.
I don't like this at all.
It's
Dangerous
giving me
about
it gives me like a safety panic attack.
What was the name of this thing?
Uh,
Was there a name
I don't
to
know.
it? All right.
It
well,
wasn't booked through the people that we usually book shows with.
Hashtag whatever that festival was called. End it now.
That's a big hashtag.
It was
That's what I
weird because
want.
it was like every local like Long Island band was on that show.
hmm Which is cool.
Yeah, no, it was
Which
cool.
is cool. Was Giant? Was it Giants at Large?
No, they were not. I don't even know if they're a band anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
they had to.
All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna keep talking about obscure Long Island bands.
We could do
but I
that.
think
What
we can-
about Charles in Charge? Is he
Yeah,
there?
yeah, they were there. All the 80s sitcoms.
Step
were
by
there.
step.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Step by Step sounds like a ska band.
It does. Name of my band, Step by Step. The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I think there's actually
The Fresh
a pop-up
Prince
band
of
named
Belmore.
Bel Air.
Why don't you
Bel-
do that
Bel-
for
yeah,
Long Island
that's true.
bands?
That's
There's a band called Bellwether. I thought it was Belmore.
Oh,
I
who's
thought
the
it was
boss?
Bellwether.
That's a good one.
Who's the boss?
Who's the boss?
Yeah.
That's a good.
Step by Step sounds like it would be like a Turnstile type like dance punk band.
Kind of like
Or
a.
just like a bunch of sober people just going through it.
It would kind of be like the
consistently?
techno screamo parts of like Abandon All Ships, like you know what I mean. Where it's like got that dancey vibe, but also they
You
scream
gotta.
too.
You might like Turnstile. I think you might like Turnstile. They have like a weird.
Brian
they're like,
liking music.
they're
and
like
just-
punk with like this weird like 80s vibe to it. Like at certain points.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you should check them out.
Sure.
I'll send you one of their albums.
I mean,
I hate
my-
that response from Brian.
'Cause you,
Every
like, don't
single
really
time
know.
he gets
No,
it.
'cause here-
Every time I'm like,
here's-
"Yo, Brian, you should check this out." And he's like,
No.
"Okay."
No, because
Because I know you like you.
because he never like he'll tell me like this one band and then he'll never do like a follow up,
Yeah.
so he won't even know. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I told you about this band," and he gives me some fucking paragraph as their title. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, like cool, cool.
yeah, no, just give me a simple.
Not like Matt, where we make
Two-word.
like a playlist for.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
loves that place. And my other friend Chris,
He's-
listens
he's
to it all
just-
the time.
letting the white kids have their fun.
That's racist.
Exactly, that's what I wanted it to be.
Nah, he listens to it.
Not
No,
everybody.
no,
I'll like log on to Spotify and you see like the feed of what people are listening to, and I'm like, oh man, I was listening to like this band on the playlist.
He actually asked me, and now we're getting into like the friend zone. Like,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
alright.
We're
coasting
This is
today.
a dumpster fire.
I
Night.
just got
Yeah.
done playing golf. Andrew just got
Episode
done working.
4, ladies and
Brian
gentlemen.
was off today. So I don't
5.
know. Brian, what did
Five
you do
today.
today?
It's a whole lot of running. I actually had to clean out my attic at my old house.
Mm.
So since it was 85 degrees outside,
Well, that means there's
it was
140
106
degrees inside.
upstairs.
Jesus
So I had,
Christ.
and there's a spot in my attic where there's like misplaced plywood.
Mhm.
So if you step on it, it tilts backwards and you fall into the ceiling, and you fall into the next floor.
Oh god.
So I had to like grab a baby carriage and pretend these are my legs. So I had to like and my phone will be the plywood that's broken. So I had to go squat down, and I'm a 6'2" man who over 300 pounds. So I had to take my leg, go on the side, and go like that, stand on my tippy toe, and bring this leg around, grab a baby carriage from over here, drag it, put it on the plywood, and then go right backwards, and then like kind of tilt my way, and then pick my leg over here, so then I could drag it to the stairs, which were right at the end. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna back into the stairs now.
Oh
So-
my
When are
god.
you done with that house?
I think we go into contract. We just signed a contract this week, so within the next month it should be over.
All right, good.
Thank God.
Good.
Yeah.
So much shit. I hate it so much.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Hate
It's
it.
rough.
Even
That's why when I moved out of my house, I took the shit I was moving in with, and I said, y'all can throw the rest of the shit out. I'm moving.
I was very I was very unprepared with how much. Like, I was like,
Shocking.
I could wait for this, like, 3 days, 2 days before.
Yeah.
I wish I started a month beforehand. Like, I was
Yeah.
finding shit that I didn't even know shit existed in. Like, it was
A lot of shit.
a lot of shit. That's
why
exactly what
Mikey
it
had
was.
Mikey's had those bugs in his room. He's like, what is this?
That's when one of your rooms succumbed to mold.
That wasn't my fault. I just stopped living in that room.
Yeah.
What did you leave in that room? That was
No,
moldy?
it was nothing. What it was the humidity.
Yeah.
The humidity in the basement it was just like everything kind of festered in
Daddy's
there.
workshop, is that the
Daddy's workshop got moldy. Daddy's fatkin.
Oh, God. Why are we doing this? Can we end the show?
Yes, we can.
Sure.
All right, guys, we'll be back with like a real episode.
I think next week we'll talk about if LeBron James is the greatest.
Next
basketball
week
player
we
of all
should
time.
be back to Thursday.
Yes.
Should be
Let's
back.
hope so.
Yeah, this week is because I have the show tomorrow, so we had to do Wednesday.
What show tomorrow?
Well, Settle Your Scores, the one that you were gonna come to, and you were like, "I'll definitely try to be there."
Oh yeah, I'll try. I'm working. I can. I'm gonna go.
I don't care.
Bro, you're off Thursday.
Yeah.
Come to
Yeah,
the punk
Brian.
show.
I'm not-
see
no.
a punk show.
I have
paint to watch.
I have to go
All
to
your-
the DMV in the morning to turn in my plates, and then I have like a whole bunch of other shit. I
But
gotta
all
do.
your friends will be there.
Yeah, all your friends, Brian.
Yeah, that's okay.
Me?
Andrew will be there.
I'll be there.
My friend
Andrew
Mark.
will be there.
I think Nick's actually going.
Mark, well,
Mark's
Nick's
around.
going.
Mark's gonna be there.
Who's Mark?
You know Mark.
Oh, Mark.
You know that
Yeah.
fucking Mark.
He's always dumb, that Mark.
It's fucking Mark.
Fucking Mark.
Fucking Mark.
All right, let me mosey on over
This
here.
is Knuck and Futz.
By
Guys,
the way, as you guys can tell, we have moved on. From
Yes,
the celebratory
we're no longer
table
celebrating. Now we're
to the
dark
matte
and
black.
gothic.
Yes.
Now we're in Andrew's 2010 emo phase.
Now you're in my daddy's dungeon.
Ew. Oh, why is the tablecloth sticky?
Daddy's Jack Shack.
I'll need some napkins.
Daddy's Jack's Shack.
Daddy's Jack.
A plus. Have a good one, guys. Find us on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Oh,
Andrew,
yeah.
get the fuck out of here. Find us on Instagram, on Twitter
Movie Mayhem Pod.
at Dequats,
At Parkside Score.
and also our show at Pick Less
Pick lads.
Pick Less Podcast.
Pick Last Pod. On Twitter.
Pick
If
Less
you
Pod on YouTube.
Pick Last Pod on YouTube and twitch.tv/Pick Last Pod or Pick Last.
For which?
Twitch.
Yeah.
Well, wherever you're watching it now,
Pick Less Pod. Yeah, wherever you're watching
just stick
it now.
doing this.
Pick Less Podcast on Twitch. Make sure you set your notifications so you always know when we go live.
Guys, heat is a bitch.
Yeah, it is fucking hot in here,
All
dude.
right, let's get
Told
out of
you.
here.
Yeah, no,
Fuck this
you.
microphone. What if I press this button right here?
That mutes it.
What if I just fucking